Do you make roofs that you think are pretty decent, but could be a little bit better? Well, then stay tuned. I got some tips and tricks to help you take your roofs to the next level. Hey everyone, Bowtie here, and welcome back to another video on the channel. This is part 2 of how to make better roofs in Minecraft. If you haven't seen the first video, feel free to go ahead and check that out. I'll have a link down in the description, as well as the title card thing up in the corner there, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. You know what it's called? Tell me. Put it down in the comments. I don't know. But yeah, if you haven't seen that video, this is a preview of what I've done behind me, just kind of help you plan out your roofs. Lots of useful information in there, so you should go and check that out. But in today's video, we're going to go over how to detail your roofs, some different ideas for how to make them look a little bit better. So let's get on with it. Real quick, before we get started, if you found my last video or any of my other videos here on this channel useful, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe as well to make sure you get all the updates that are coming in the future for any time I post a video that's going to help you improve your building skills. So let's get into it. There's a few different things that I like to take into consideration when making my roofs. One of the first ones are color. You know, roofs, typically a lot of people are making them in the same sort of colors. You get your oak roofs, such as what you're seeing right over there. Spruce, stone, brick, a lot of the same colors, but there are so many different blocks you can work with to get different color palettes. So like right here, we got acacia. Not a lot of people really use this as a roof color. I've done it pretty effectively in a Minecraft castle that I've been building in my server. You know, just another example of a different color to use here. This one's probably one that you've already used already. Here we got the new crimson wood planks. Really, really nice color. This one I've been absolutely loving lately. I've worked it into a bunch of my builds. I've been making an entire rustic town. If you saw my lighting video, you've probably seen a little bit of this kind of roof in there. This is the warped planks. Really, really nice color combination. Now, aside from just using colors that aren't maybe typically used for roofs, you can also mix and match colors. So this is a pretty bold decision here, mixing acacia wood with the warped wood as well, the warped planks. And it's a pretty cool color combination, the orange and the blue there. Not something you see a lot in Minecraft, but I've been using it in my castle build as well. Works out really, really nicely. So yeah, the first tip is to experiment with different colors. Don't stick to the standard, oak and spruce and stone and bricks that a lot of people already use in their builds. So my second tip here is to think about different materials to use. So don't get stuck into using always the same types of materials in your roof. So of course, you have your wood. That is a standard, people have been doing that since the early days of Minecraft. We have our brick blocks as well. Again, another standard that people have been using for a long time. But over here, we have one of the new blocks in Minecraft 1.16. These are the blackstone bricks, polished blackstone bricks, I think is what they're called. A very nice choice to use for roofs. Really nice way to add in some dark colors to your roof. So yeah, just another type of block that you can use here. Now, this next one is something that's probably a lot less common. You're probably never really going to see a mossy cobblestone roof, but this could work out really well if you wanted to make like maybe a ruined city or something like that. This is more so just to get you thinking about, okay, what kind of materials are out there that are not typically used for a roof that maybe I could actually use when making my roof. So look for different blocks, look for different things that you can pull in and use in different and unexpected ways. Don't just stick to the standard, cobblestone, wood, stone brick roof variations out there. And then don't forget, just like our colors, you can mix and match the different types as well. So we have some wood and we have our bricks with the blackstone bricks in here. So mix and match, play around, see what different combinations work out. Don't just stick to the standards. You can do log blocks with bricks. You can maybe work in, I've used prismarine in my roofs with the warped planks have worked out really nicely as well. So play around with the different textures, different blocks, different colors. All those things are going to make your roofs stand out from just the normal standard boring ones that a lot of other people tend to do out there. This next tip is taking two things and combining them together and thinking about two different aspects of your build. So one, you could think about how to texturize your roofs, how to, just not have the same block repetitive over there again and again and again in your build. What blocks can you use to mix up, as well as thinking about what can you do to make your roof look maybe old or new. So a new roof obviously is not going to have a lot of variation in its blocks to show like wear and tear, whereas a roof that's maybe a little bit older, like this one here, Has different blocks in there to show that it's been aged. So we're using some stripped oak wood going along with the planks here, like wood that's maybe been either replaced or it's been worn down by weathering or storms or whatever like that. And then also we have signs of whatever type that you're building in for the wood to act like they're planks that have been patched up for holes, or even if you want to, like, if you're doing something like maybe there's an incoming storm, maybe that's like the story to your area and they have to patch up, you know, maybe not even just the roofs, but like the windows or things like that. You can put signs in front of them to act like the planks to secure before the storm is coming on. So on this one over here, we're not only just using stones and variations of stones to show age and weathering and texture on this roof. So yes, we have our mossy cobble and not mossy cobble. We have our mossy stone bricks and our cobble and our cracked bricks and so forth, but we're also using stairs and slabs as a way to show wear and tear. So like cracks in the roof and missing pieces and things. So we got over here, we're just missing a slab to complete this part. Over here, we have an andesite stair to show like there's a little gap in there. And we're using stairs all over the place in here to show like missing pieces. Over here is another andesite stair. Up here, we got a cobble stair. So like stuff's been chipped away. This roof has seen a lot of wear and tear to it and has been upkept very well. So that's a really cool way you can use these things. And I really like doing that in this sort of situation. Like you won't really see me use the stone bricks in this sort of situation. Instead, I'll use more of the andesite and the cobble to show the wear and tear, since those blocks already look like they're slightly aged. And that could be a whole nother video on texturing and how to make your builds look, you know, more textured and varied in age. Maybe that could be a whole nother video. Do you guys want to see that? Let me know in the comments down below. Next roof, we're again just showing different ways you can mix in different blocks. So, you know, before we start off with all stone block or all wood blocks and we moved on to all stone blocks, here we're mixing different types together. So we got the warped planks, we got cyan wool, we got the warp stem that's stripped, we have dark prismarine, we have the warped nether warp block, whatever that's actually called. I don't know the exact name for that. Feel free to correct me in the comments down below. And then we're also still using the stairs and slabs in here to show that there's weathering. So you don't have to just stick to blocks at the same type, but even the same color. Here we are again, just showing you how to do it with another example. This time we're using bricks. So a pretty common one that people use with bricks is granite, but you can also use polished granite. You can use terracotta, and something that I found recently that works out pretty well is even jungle wood. It's got that pink hue to it. And then don't forget mixing your different types together. So we got our stone and our oak together here in one build, utilizing all the techniques we just talked about in the past few builds. Next up, we have some ways to add some more variety to your roofs that doesn't involve color or texture, just adding more details to it. So here's one that I'm not a huge fan of this. I don't really do it too often, but instead of just using like your standard, you know, roof shape that just goes up in a straight line and down in a straight line, you could add in some flair, add in some upside down stairs or even regular stairs. You can also, as I've done on this side, just to show, for example, add in slabs as you go up. So just add in a little bit extra detail. This works out really well in fantasy builds. You know, fortresses, castles can do this stuff pretty well. Viking builds, I think this works out well, especially in. And don't forget, you also have the top here. We're going to go over a couple of other designs, but this is just a bunch of stairs positioned in a pattern to add a little bit more interest to the ridge line or the top, whatever that's called up top there. To the top of your roof there. And you can do that in the same color, same material, different, you know, whatever you want, just play around with different ideas. So this one's just using a bunch of stairs, and we'll show you some more in a second here. Are you enjoying the video? Are you finding anything in here useful? Well, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for future videos. Also, I do a lot of my building here on Twitch. Come join me on stream, be part of the streams, give me feedback and input on the world. Maybe I'll even use some of your ideas in my next build. So you can find that information down in the description below. Now, back to the video. Now, the next one that we have is, I don't know the technical term for these things. I call this banding. And here's a few different examples. So we have dark oak here. We got our dark oak trap doors going into full blocks all the way up. And this comes around down to the other side. And this one, what makes it work is it pops out just a little bit with the trap doors and the full block. So that right there is actually a full block. That's not a slab. This here is a slab. That's why that pops out a little bit. And it's a little trick there to make it look like a slab, even though it's not. The next variation is just you can just do it a strip of color. Maybe you want to just have something in there to break it up. I don't like this style as much, but there are times and places where this could work, especially in like fantasy builds. And on top, I just capped it off with a trap door. Another variation of the first one, instead of using full blocks, I switched up to get some stairs and then added in some fence posts on the way up just as a bit of detail. So mix it up with different things. One more time, we did it with stone blocks now. So we have our stone bricks, stone stairs, stone walls, and then we added in, as a bit of extra detail, just some iron bars coming up all the way around. And this sort of thing looks really good on churches. Like if you're going for that Gothic, like cathedral sort of look, I really like doing that on churches for that kind of style build. And then just, another variation just to give you some ideas to play around with. This time we're going with a lot more walls, and we got rid of the stair blocks going all the way up. So we got full block, 2 walls, and then the iron bars up top. Now it's not just for the bands that can go up the sides, and you can also do this on the faces. So here's a common one that people like to do. You just do a solid stone face, and then you bring the block one above, and you can put a slab on top, and then also keeps it nice and spawn proof. Now, this idea is to think about what you can do on the bottom of your roofs, how to actually connect your roof to the build itself. One way that people like to do, and I've been doing this a lot lately, is to use an upside down stairs. So, when you do your outline of the roof, I prefer slabs so I can do this sort of technique. So I really like using this to frame around windows as well. So I got an upside down stair on both sides of these windows coming all the way around. Now on this side, I just showed how you can also use trap doors in the mix. So I got, upside down stairs that face into each other, and then a trap door over the window to frame that. And then in between them, since this was an even build, or you can even do this on an odd build as well, I just put 2 slabs here before going into the design again over another window. And on top here, I just show you 2 more designs that you can use to make the top of your build, the ridge. I really don't know what it's called. I just keep calling it a ridge line. A little bit more interesting. So we got stairs and trap doors on this side. No, those are slabs. Those aren't stairs. These are stairs. These are stairs and trap doors. And you can switch those stairs, the other way around if that's what you want to have for your look of your roof. Now over here, this one I went a little bit crazy on. I don't do this too often in my builds, but it works out really well again in like Viking or some fantasy builds. This is just adding flair to your roof. So you can, every roof that we have here is pretty much just a straight face. So you can think about how can I add in something that comes out from the roof and curves out and just adds a little bit of design. And I see this a lot in like Viking builds, and it looks pretty cool. So I got 2 different designs here. I'll stop here for a second if you want to try and copy them for your own, but it's all just using stairs and slabs. I don't think I used any full blocks in them. Yeah, so that's a stair, stair, stair. We got a slab there. That's a stair, and that's a stair. So just play around with different designs. Having these little holes and gaps in there can work out really nicely. And then here's just another idea that I came up with for connecting everything together and adding a little design on top. So we got upside down stairs on the sides. We got a full block with a slab, and then we got some stairs coming in. Is that stairs on all 4? No, that's 2 stairs here, and then 2 stairs up on top, connected with some fence gates. And then I want to do this one more time, just kind of tie in a lot of the different things together that we did. So we got our slabs coming out on the sides, going up to the roof. We got our banding coming all the way through. Down here, I used the iron trap doors this time with the stones, which I think pairs up pretty well. Up top here, another design. We used carpet in here, and this keeps things nice and spawn proof up top with the iron bars, and just come up with different designs and ways to play around with this. So this next section, I wanted to pull together all the different ideas that we had and try to show you different ways to apply them in builds. This time I played around with both color and texture. So instead of using the warped planks, I went in here and I changed it all out for dark prismarine, which works out really well. And then for the banding, I played around with the warped stem and the warped trapped doors coming all the way up on top. We're working with our top design as well, mixing up stairs, trap doors, and slabs to get a nice looking design. We've texturized this as well, coming in with some red sandstone to give it a little bit more aged and weathered in texture look, as well as our stair blocks coming around on all the sides. Here we took our dark oak one, added in a lot of texturing in this one. We used some spruce logs with our dark oak. So yeah, that's actually a spruce wood. Looks much better with dark oak than the dark oak log does. We got our dark oak signs mixed in here as well with trap doors and other things for texturing here. And if you're careful with your placement, you can even use trap doors for a block. And then we used our blackstone with some variation in here. We got regular blackstone bricks, cracked blackstone. I think there's some polished blackstone in here somewhere too. Also coming in with our designs that just come outwards. This one even incorporated some walls to make it look a little bit more interesting. Now on top, this is where I got the polished blackstone in. So we got those as walls, and then some 2 full blocks, regular blackstone bricks, walls up top, and continue that pattern all the way down, just to add a little bit of interest. And then on the bottom, I went with just straight upside down stairs. Now this next one was our oak and stone, but I changed out the oak for bricks. And what I did here is I still left in the oak signs that we used to, show that you don't just have to match the material. A good way of making things look old or aged or used or going through a lot is to mix and match different colors and materials as well. So I used all oak here, but you could take this one step further and mix it up with, we got the dark oak signs. Where are they? You can come in here and be like, yeah, this has really been through a lot. Maybe all these problems didn't happen at the same time and they had to come in and use different materials in a few different spots. That's a good way to show the passage of time too. And then again, we just, changed up the textures with granite, and over here we got cobble and the different stone brick varieties here. Now the next design, this was modified from that version there. Again, I don't like those little flares that come out on the side, so I got rid of them on this design. But something else that you can do with your roofs is you don't have to use the same material all the way through. So, here I used stone bricks in the original design over there, but everywhere that there was a full block, I came in and I replaced it with the polished basalt blocks for a nice little touch that I really enjoyed. Now, here's a way that I played around with the banding. So we talked before about, where was it? Over there, how you can use a solid color, which is essentially what I did right here. I just used a solid color of full stripped dark oak blocks coming all the way up here to give a little bit more separation between the edge of the roof and where the main roof began. So you can play around with stuff like that too. And this adds a really interesting thing with the depth here. So we have a slab, full block, and then a stair block just to give a little bit more interest here. So you can play around with things like that as well. And then down here, instead of going with 2 slabs underneath like I did in some of the examples back there, I went with 2 trap doors. So mix and match things. Don't always do the same style. And if you notice, I didn't do a lot of texturing in this one. This was all done with the same block essentially throughout the entire thing here. So this is an example of how you can keep your roof looking new and still looking interesting by playing around with the different designs. Now, this next one wasn't really covered in anything else that we did, but I just want to show you more examples here. So I went with the flat face design. I added in some polished basalt pillars on the ends there to add a bit more detail. I love adding in logs on the end of the build, just to make it look like that these are the supports that the roof are sitting on. So I really like having ways that my roofs are supported and connected to the build. I think that's very, very important in what I do. Now here I'm mixed in a lot of texturing as well. We got our stripped oak spruce logs, spruce planks, and then we even have some barrels in here. So this is the underside of a barrel. So if I were to do something like this and show you, that's the underside of the barrel. It's a really nice texture that works out pretty well with stripped and spruce planks. Then we added a little bit of a dip, a little bit of a curve to our roof. So you don't always have to keep them flat. This is something that a lot of people I think struggle with. But all I did here is I went with 2 full blocks. On the first full block, I put a trap door. Then I came in with a stair, slab, trap door, and then repeated the pattern on the other side to get this nice looking curve that I continued on each layer of the roof. And I feel like this one kind of looks like something that would work in a Western town. Not sure why, but that's just the feel that I get for it. And again, play around with the different colors. You don't have to keep the same color all the way through. So on the top here, instead of doing something different where you have like this ridge line to bring interest to the roof, I just used a different color. So that's another idea that you can play around with. And now for the designs down here, I did something different yet again. So we have an upside down stair, trapdoor, slab, trapdoor, upside down stair. And then I line the edges with it with trapdoors. And over here, we got back-to-back trapdoors. That kind of acts like a nice little vertical slab almost in the middle to separate this build. That works out really well. So there we go, everyone. Those are a couple of ideas that you can use to hopefully make your roofs look even better. What was your favorite roof? Mine had to probably be this one right here behind me, or this other crazy looking one with the dark oak logs. I think those two are my favorites. I spent a lot of time on those. But yeah, let me know in the comments which one was your favorite. And if you want to see a roof part 3 video, I got a couple ideas that I can maybe make into another video. Let that, be heard in the comments down there below as well. But yeah, we're going to wrap it up here, guys. Thank you so much for checking out the video. If you found some of this useful, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video as well. And I'll catch you next time, guys. Peace out, everyone.